I believe it was the vascular one I was looking up, and it said that you're going to go one of two ways. Either you're going to be kind of slow and very careful and calm and protective, or the flip, which I totally see in you. I'm like, well, that makes a whole lot of sense. And that's the daredevil, the, kind of always on the go, clumsy, because you're just going so fast. I used to think it was maybe ADHD, but I think it was this.
Okay, I can't tell you how excited I was when I learned that being clumsy was actually a problem because everybody's always judging me for it. They're like, dude, why don't you pay attention? I'm like, I don't think you understand how much attention I am paying. Like, you got me twisted. No, I was looking. That's the messed up part. I was
Yep.
looking. I swear to you, I was paying attention. Like my
Yep.
jaw, I got uppercut by a chair. My first ever uppercut by an inanimate object. It's fantastic. Not really, but it is on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
You
whole
come by
chair
it
spun.
naturally. Huh?
I hit it so hard that when I got back up, the chair spun and it like cracked my head to the side. I saw the video. It's on camera.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that one, when you were twirling, you were just, I mean, you were excited about something. You started twirling around in the living room, and the next thing I know, boom. I'm like, oh, there you go again. Like, it was just who you are.
And that's part of why I tell people to laugh. Because if you don't laugh with me and you feel bad for me, you're gonna feel bad a lot. I don't
Yeah.
want people to feel bad, but I still want friends.
Yeah.
So
And it's,
that's
it
why I'm
is,
like, hey, I got uppercut by a chair. If you guys didn't laugh at that, this is your time. I give you permission. I got uppercut by an inanimate object. That is hysterical, even though it hurts.
yeah. It is, and it even used the word twitches. And I remember
That's
I'd
a
look at
nickname.
him like, she seems, and I always thought that, I'm like, it seems like she's just not quite coordinated enough, but nobody picked up on it.
Oh, you
So,
know how many phones I've broken because
oh,
I
there you go.
twitch?
Yeah.
It makes art very hard too. That's part of why I'm so proud of my art pieces, guys, because I do
And I
twitch
am too.
really bad.
Yep. I am too. I am too.
It takes me
So,
way longer than it would if I didn't twitch. I will say that.
yeah. So this is under the Ehlers-Danlos. So movement disorders. Movement disorders can be broadly divided into those of too much, you, or too little, me, your younger sister, and one of your kiddos. Um, Too little
Well, my other
occurring,
kiddo could qualify under the too much because
too
he's like
much,
insanely
possibly.
hyper.
Yeah, so those of too much or too little movement occurring in the conscious state, disorders of too much, such as uncontrolled muscle contraction, tremor, fidgeting, dancing,
What?
movements, twitches, and jerking are reported from Ed's patients. Pain and
You send me
injury.
that so I can share that to everybody that has dogged on me for years.
I will. I sent it to you that one day when I said, I hope you're sitting down. That was part of
Oh,
this
that was
one.
the
But
one. Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay. Then I have that.
but and this is one of the big things, and one reason why it was so difficult for me to kind of figure this out, because you're so different than me and your kiddo. I'm like, but she's so active and you have so much energy and you're always on the move, where me and your younger sister, we're very protective, right? Like, nope, I'm not doing that because I'm pretty sure I'm going to get hurt. And so, but it's not just a conscious thing. This is saying it's it's a disorder. It's part of this.
Huh.
There is evidence suggesting movement disorders cause these injuries. So pain and injury are frequent components of EDS, and there's evidence suggesting movement disorders cause these injuries. While there is a strong suspicion of a connection, there are no published studies to confirm movement disorders are part of HEDS. But So this one was about research, saying we need to research this and we need to research that. But I thought it was very interesting because it was one of the things that I could not. I'm like, this doesn't make sense because you are so different than me and your younger sister. And I think that's part of why you've had a more difficult time. I, I, that's my stance on it, that
I have
because
to
you,
experience life all
yep.
the way. Go big
And
or
that
go
is how
home. But
you
that's
have,
just me.
and that is how you have kind of defined this whole thing for yourself. Like, I am not letting this stuff stop me. I
Hmm.
want to enjoy life, but I swear to goodness, you were born that way.
Well, and don't get me wrong, like there was a time where I tried not to do much like they told me to, and I tried to like, but then it felt like I was just starting to deteriorate, and I was like, no,
Deteriorate.
I need to be active. Screw that. Like it's gonna suck. I know it's gonna suck because I have to build the freaking muscle, and PE sucked. So I know it's gonna be unpleasant, but it's gonna be worth it. So I
Yeah.
started like meeting up with friends and taking hikes, and it started small. Like we'd bring the kids because the kids couldn't go very far, and then that turned into me going and hanging out with
Yeah.
a friend that lives in the mountain, and we'd hike all over her property. And that turned into her showing me other parts of the mountain that she lived on that was way more extensive. And, camping and white water rafting. Oh my gosh. I did it a couple times. I miss it. I probably should not be doing it again. I want to so bad though. That was one of the most
Yeah.
freeing things I've ever done. And to be able to say that I was the only one that didn't fall out, except for the
That's
person
pretty.
on the back that had the paddle that steers the ship, like in the
Hmm.
back of the boat, not the side paddles. I'm talking the back one, the rudder, whatever you call that thing. So
Yeah.
like I was the only person out of an 8-person raft that did not fall out, and I was the most busted up person in the whole group, and I'm
Yeah.
proud of that experience. I'm thankful that I had it. And at least, even if I don't get to ride in another raft, at least I got it. Like, and everybody's like, well, you're gonna end up like in a wheelchair earlier or something. And I'm like, yeah, but I would rather, if it's gonna happen anyway, it's gonna happen. But at least this way I won't be the grumpy old lady pissed off because she never did anything.
Yeah.
And I think that's what drives me. Like,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And for me, I mean, I'm a little bit of the opposite. And I would love to go whitewater rafting. I wish it's something I would have done when I was younger, but now I'm like, no, I don't think I'm going to do that.
you would like the level ones because they're more like a lazy river, but I think anything above a 2 would be too much for you.
Yeah. And I would absolutely probably love the level one. I mean, for me, just get me in the water. I love the water so much that even that would be, yeah, I would love doing that and cherish doing that. But I love that you know, you just you take life by the balls. It just you blow my mind where I'm like, maybe not. And I'm okay with that because for me, what did that create in me? It has created in me, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Was I more quiet to begin with due to the EDS? So therefore, I headed in the direction of quietness. Like that's just a piece and part of me. That's why we were talking on the Halloween video how much I love the in between. I love the stillness. I love the quiet. Where and you're like, come on,
Go
give me
all
more,
out.
give me more, give me more. And we're so opposite in that way. But I just thought that was the in my research, I was really grateful and happy that I found that because it explained so much, and it explained so much the difference between us that was really confusing me. So to find that, I'm like, oh, now everything just really makes sense. But everything that we keep finding, everything that we keep looking into, the different doctors that they keep sending you to and your little sister, and we're all going to be we're all in this together, I guess.
We're all in this together.
I don't know the song, sorry.
I don't know the rest of it, so it's okay.
Ah, okay.
That's all I
Yep.
know.
Yeah. So, here we are. We have this thing in common, and I don't know, it's part of our show, right? Is being able to celebrate our differences, find the commonality, right?
Hmm.
And grow together.
Yep.
So now we're in this place where, I've been on this path for a while of balance, 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 balance. How do you how do you balance all of it? So for me, it's hard for me to kind of speed up. It's hard for me to gain the energy. It's hard for me to say yes to things because I'm scared I'm not going to have the
If I
energy.
slow down too much, I don't sleep.
And see, there you go. And you're the opposite, but somehow and we've been working on that, right? How do
Meet in the
we
middle.
pull this together?
Yep.
Yeah.